Hey everyone, I'm back. This is part 2 of the video on letting go, and I put together a checklist of things that help me, and if it can help me, I know it can help you, because it is really hard for me to let go sometimes and not dwell on the past with whatever the mistakes may be. So the first step is reading stories and meditating on different consequences of women not letting go. And so for me, it's Lot's wife, it's different Bible verses. Sometimes you can look right next door to your friends and your family members and the mistake they've made with holding on to men that God said let go, and you focus and you meditate on those things, and those things will help you because you will see how hurt they are, and you will be able to learn from their experiences and say, okay, you know what, I love this guy, but I really cannot. I don't want to. I don't want my life to be like that. I want to get what God has for me. The next thing on my list is getting rid, and it's hard, but getting rid of pictures, getting rid of all the gifts He gave you, even the expensive ones. If you need to sell it or donate it or give it to someone, that deserves a special gift, whatever the case may be, you need to get it out your house. You need to make sure everything that reminds you of them is gone. The next thing you need to do is remove them from Facebook and remove mutual friends that will like their pictures and it'll show up on your news feed, or that are really close with him and that will post pictures, because that's almost the same as being friends with him. Because while you're healing, you do not need to see pictures of him or pictures of him and his girlfriend, because that will hurt and that will keep you dwelling on the past. So you don't need that. You don't need to see how he's doing. He doesn't need to know how you're doing, especially while you're healing and you're trying to let go. So make sure that it's very important that you remove him, you remove family members of his, like all of that. You need to make sure that you can remove them for a certain amount of time, at least until you heal. And even if once you heal, you can add back family members if you want to. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but you can add them back. But I definitely would not add the ex back, because that would just kind of be leaving a window, open. And you may be saying, oh, I closed that door, I did this, I did that, but we know good and well that you kind of left a little room just in case, a little wiggle room, so he can come back into your life just in case things don't work out. And you just have to trust God. You have to trust God and know that if he wanted this man to be in your life, he doesn't need any help. He doesn't need help from us. I mean, he got this thing down packed. So if he wanted you in his life, he would make sure that the man came and that he sought you out and that he was ready to be who the leader that God would have him to be. The next step is to make peace with your past, and I talked about this in part 1. You have to make sure that you make peace with it and that you understand why what happened. So if you want to know, okay, well, why did I get cheated on? Do research on cheaters, why they cheat. Talk to your brothers, talk to cousins. Sometimes guys won't always give you that closure you need, and so you need to understand the truth, and that's actually another step. So I'll go ahead and talk about it, another thing on my checklist. But the only way you can really let go of the past is if you find out what lie is holding you captive, or what lie is holding you back from stepping into the future and has you thinking, okay, you know what, I can't do better, or a relationship won't be better than this. No one will treat me like he did. No one will take me out, do this and do that. No one will pray with me. God, if he can remove something that you never thought you would lose, then he could replace it with something even better. And so you just have to trust God and know that, okay, he's got this. For me, I know the lies that held me captive, I was just like, oh, you know what, he's the one. We did all these great things. He knows me, I know him, we know each other, family. I really don't want to start over, kind of lazy, I just really thought that he was the one, and everything just flowed. But when I found out the truth, and the truth is the only thing that can cast out a lie, right? Only light can put out darkness. And so when I found the truth and I started getting in the word, and I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't really a good relationship. When he said this and he did that, that wasn't right. And so you can't look to society standards then, and when they say, okay, this is a good relationship, you can't look at what they do, because they think what the women do on basketball wise is good. And we all know that that's not healthy. All that fighting, all that cursing, all that's not ladylike, and that's not the way we should be acting at all. And we know God would approve of that. So the next thing on my list is, we talked about it before, is doing things that you always wanted to do when you were single, but that you couldn't before. So create a .com. You're never too young or too old to start your own business. You're never too young or too old to start your own blog. Anybody can start a blog. You can start uplifting people. If you want to be a counselor, you can start counseling some of your friends. It's all sorts of things that you can do to kind of prep yourself for your destiny and things that you want to do later in your life. And so this is the time that you focus on God and focus on yourself. And I'm telling you, it's the best distraction ever. It is the best distraction, and you'll find yourself growing and learning and letting go of the past. The next thing is keep a healthy support system. That's the last step on my checklist, and that is so important because you don't want those friends trying to make you go back to your ex and say, oh, you know, he was so good, he was this and that, or come on, let's go out with Johnny and let's double date. I hate that y'all aren't together because now we can't do this and do that, when they know that he wasn't doing you right or he is not the best man for you and that you deserve better. You want friends that are going to constantly build you up and constantly say you deserve better, you know, you can do this, you can do that, and just make sure that you're emotionally stable. And so that is it for today, ladies. Make sure you let go so that you can walk into your destiny and get the man that God has for you. So don't waste a lot of time. Don't reminisce. Don't keep replaying what happened, what you should have said over in your head like a broken record. Just let go and let God. Y'all have a nice day.